Team Choices. Welcome to the call, everybody, even with our trouble that we were having on the call. But Team Choices, choosing how our individual choices empower success. I want to welcome everybody to the call tonight. As I stated before, we have a lot of good information for you guys tonight, and I don't want anyone to miss anything, so make sure that your call is muted. You're in a quiet setting. You have your pen and paper available. We have Tupac coming in town on the 23rd. We have the Women's BOM Takeover next Thursday. So you guys get ready. Invite. We have PBRs lined up, and you guys are on fire. I want to congratulate everybody in their success. I want to encourage everybody who's feeling a little down about whatever success they think they're supposed to be having, but they're not. This is still a personal development course with a compensation plan attached to it, as Michigan's Senior Vice President would say, Mr. Paul Rozier. That has stuck with me. So, you guys, we're going to get into the call right now. I'm going to introduce to you a lady who needs no introduction, Executive Director Ms. Mary Hambright. She is stomping through this business, taking it by storm. She's meeting all sorts of wonderful people. You will see her face everywhere. She's having lots of fun doing it. And most of all, she's making money while she's doing it as well. You guys, I'd like to bring to you right now Executive Director Ms. Mary Hambright.
Hey, Kelly,
Mary, are you on the call? Hey. Yes, ma'am.
I am. Well, thank you so much. It is already 10 after 9, so I'm definitely not going to hold this call long. First and foremost, I want to give it back to you, doing such a great job, stepping your game up, becoming an awesome leader in this company. So thanks a lot for hosting each and every Monday night for Team Choices.
Thank you.
So hello, everyone behind the mute button. I just want to tell you guys tonight just really, really quickly, I want everyone to just stay motivated. Words this week, encourage yourself. Everything, I want you guys to have faith. I want you guys to put focus. I want you guys to have action. August, we are looking to have a tremendous, phenomenal, outstanding month. We have great things in store. We're looking to have guest speakers on the call each and every Monday night. And we are just really hoping, praying, and wishing that Team Choices will succeed and everybody will have the best of success. If you guys are having any trouble in any area, Fred and myself, along with your direct upline, sideline, downline, everybody is here for you. We are a team. We are committed with one another. I want you guys to just, if you guys had not done what I asked you to do last week, if you guys are having some trouble in the business, when I tell you faith and focus and put action in it, as our great double platinum senior vice president, Sharice Richards, would say, you guys write it down. Write it down and let it be the last thing, the very last thing you see before you go to bed at night after your prayers. And let it be the very first thing you wake up to in the morning outside of thanking God for another day. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a really quick testimony before I turn the line over to our national director. Believe it or not, I know a lot of you on the call know that when I wrecked my car, I did not have insurance on my car. My bill was $11,000. I did not know how I was going to get my car back, okay? But when they finished my car on Friday, one thing I had did a week before that, I gave myself a deadline. And I said my car will be in my driveway. It will. And I stated my address, 28955 Glen Arden Street, Farmington Hills, Michigan. Because how many people know if you don't ask directly for what you are needing, if your praise is not great enough for your needs, when you are asking the universe or asking God for something, you will not receive it because you don't believe it enough. So let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, 1 week before my car was being ready, when they told me my car would be ready Friday, I wrote down my vision, and I told God, you give me my car, I'll give you everything you need from me, everything, my purpose. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen, my car came home. And I'll say that to say, I don't care. You can't lie to yourself. If you lie to yourself, you're putting up an image. You're putting up a block. And if you can be truthful with who you are, if you can confront yourself for who you are, if you can be humble for the things that you don't have, but you have faith to get the things that you know you deserve, they will unfold. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that, I encourage you to keep the faith, to stay focused, to take action, write down your vision and your goals of where you want to be. Give yourself a reasonable reality deadline and do whatever you need to do in order to get it. And when you've completed that one, erase that and go for another one. Rewrite and do something different. So with that being said, I wish you all the best. I'm not holding this call because we have a great speaker that's going to be on this call tonight, and I'm actually getting ready to take notes, and I will have questions. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, is my national director, my best friend, the guy who brought me in this business, the guy who doesn't sleep, the guy who grinds his knuckles to the ground, who lives this dream of his for his legacy, for his daughter, Trinity, is that guy, National Director Frederick Howell, on the line.
Absolutely. How are you?
I am fantastic. Fabulous.
Absolutely. I just definitely want to give it back up to you and Ms. Kelly for hosting the call, and you've always shared some great information for people to be seriously looking forward to and growing their business. And definitely want to give it back to you. You've been, the rock in this organization as well. So, always pat yourself on the back because you do phenomenal things with this business. Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right, cool. Ladies and gentlemen, I have no idea, but this call is really slapping at this point in time, and a lot of people have not got on this call. So if anybody having an opportunity to, check group me and get some people on the call, if they're on the call, shoot me a text to let me know you made it in. This call is really popping off the line because we got an excellent speaker that should be chiming in soon to share his opportunity. Definitely some great information is going to be shared this evening. But for those of you on the line that do not know, I am National Director Fred Howell. Currently right now, the CEO of Teen Choices and loving the opportunity for us to grow. Our team is absolutely in 13 states at this point in time and happens to be over 85 partners at this moment. But one thing I am proud of is the fact that we do a lot of teamwork with this organization. And with the teamwork, I'm proud to say that we are currently running at number 1 in Michigan, let alone by ourselves. So give yourselves a round of applause, team, because we're definitely doing what we need to do, but it always can get better. And I'm pretty sure you guys can agree on that. I wanted to host this call this evening just because we got a lot of momentum and there's a lot of things going on in this market, but we definitely need to take advantage of what's about to happen in this business because, we're sitting back and watching and paying attention to a lot of people put themselves in definite powerful positions with this organization, and it's not because they are different or special or anything of that nature. It's just because they actually want this opportunity for what they were saying. I actually heard one of the senior vice presidents on the call in this organization that actually, said verbatim when he heard about the opportunity, and when he heard it from this, this person that told him, it wasn't that he didn't believe in that person. It just was, it was that person wasn't producing what, he would need to max his organization out. But when he finally realized what the comp plan had in store for him, he wasn't going to settle for no less than $20,000 a month. And I know I am pleased to be a friend of and happy to, pretty much share this opportunity with a guy who has absolutely ran through the charts and is doing phenomenal things. And, and that's why I call him Mr. 200K, because he absolutely produced $200,000 in the course of 12 months of time in this business. And I'm proud of that because money isn't everything, but like they always say, it ranks right up there with oxygen. So if you got it, you can do a lot more things and you can relax with it. But before I give this call up, because we got a special guest on the line, before I get this call up, I just want to share with you guys what position we're in this moment and what we absolutely can do with this opportunity if we all focus as a team, because naturally this is what this business is built on. But, necessarily, in this organization, I believe that we're only working at 20 to 30%, and that's not You know, and just think about it, fam. I mean, like, you know, team, we're topping the charts in Michigan at 20 to 30% effort. Okay, can you guys imagine the fact that if we actually go strong and actually put in the effort as a team, show up and show out, what we will absolutely produce at that level of running as hard as we possibly can. There are people in this industry that are putting in 50, 60, 70, 80 people, let alone by themselves. Just imagine if we did that producing as a team. We can absolutely just, you know, wake up one month and, you know, see an increase of 20,000 in our bank accounts, and then the game has changed from that point on. Because I know of a lot of people that are actually working 9 to 5s and doing the things that they're doing, and 20,000 would be a dream in a year. But, you know, that's the predicament we're in, because we have to understand that the business that we have our hands on is a multi-level marketing direct sales industry that is producing money a little differently than the normal average 9 to 5 job that we actually have. It's called leverage, you know, and we're leveraging the opportunity from taking advantage of a system that anybody can follow. That's what I love about the opportunity, because average people can do it. But following the system that anybody can follow allows you the opportunity to produce, you know, massive income from corporate type income, from just taking advantage of something that somebody else put in place. And I don't know any other way to make money that type of way, but then, you know, taking advantage of this opportunity. So just to put in another thing in perspective, team, this is what we're trying to do at this moment, and we can only pull this off as a team. That, you know, we're in the month of July, going into August. We did pretty good this month. Like I said, we're doing number 1 in the charts, but that's not what really interests me at this point in time. What interests me is the fact that I want the whole team to eat. I want the whole team to prosper. And what we're going to do from this point on, rolling into August, is we're going to take advantage of leveraging these applications to put them in the system the right way. And the best way to do that is just all the apps that we've been collecting these last few, you know, 5 or 6 days. We're holding off, and then on August 1st, we're going to go as hard as we possibly can as a team to actually make sure we hit these charts, we produce massive income, and we roll ourselves into going to nationals as serious as possible so they can know what Team Choices is really all about. So when we touch ground and hit Vegas, and I hope everybody on this line will actually be there, so it'll be pleased for me to see 30 to 40 people in Vegas representing Team Choices as a whole. But, you know, everybody go to Vegas and have a good time and enjoy ourselves. But, the key thing about us going at whole and actually seeing this live and in person is that when we come home from the bonuses and we come home from the promotions, we have 20 to 30 people actually excited about what we have our hands on. And that only should be able to triple the market of what we're doing in this business. It is all too easy for us to take over this market in Michigan, and by it being 9.3 million people running around here who are looking for income, who are, they pretty much said we pretty much broke in this area and bankrupt, but we got an opportunity to make sure that we provide the type of income to any and everybody that was looking for an opportunity. So if you got people that needs to see this information, especially with Tupac Duranicourt coming to town, Frank Kimbrough, Ron Williams coming soon, hopefully Chad will be here soon enough. We got a whole month and a half to 2 months to pretty much push the envelope and share this opportunity. So there's no way, shape, or form we cannot blow this out the market if we do not plot and plan the right way. And I'm pleased to have somebody on the line that can give us a little bit more perspective, that can show us how and why and what we can produce, and from this organization, because he's definitely doing it. I'm proud to be able to say that this guy has quickly became a mentor of mine. Just absolutely meeting him, we connected real quick, and he's been a definite help with just providing the type of perception that I need with this organization, knowing what he wanted when he came into business and knowing what he wants to get out of it. And it's definitely setting charts and setting records humbly and making it happen and down there in Las Vegas, Nevada. But this guy here came into the system as serious as possible. And with that being said, if you guys need to revamp your business or need to start over or fix your situation, now is the better time as any, because we're moving with a lot of momentum. And with that being said, I have a guy on the line who was absolutely just newly promoted over the last few months, a senior vice president in 5 Links. But if I have to tell you guys something serious, he's one step away from on his way to hitting platinum already. He has multiple positions in the company. He's the driving force in his organization down in Vegas. And I'm pleased to be a friend of and have a friend of this nature that's definitely willing to help us blow this out of the market and show this team and show his team and show 5 Links that is the way to do this, humbly do it, and, you know, produce $30,000 to $40,000 a month. With that being said, I hope to see if I have my friend on the line, my good friend, Mr. 200K himself, down in Nevada, Mr. Senior Vice President David. Are you on the line?
Absolutely, brother. I'm right here. Can you hear me?
Wow. Yes, I can. Loud and clear, brother. I appreciate you for jumping on the line, man. It's definitely an honor and pleasure. We just had an opportunity to hear you with the interview you did with Chad the other day, and I can swear my whole team was on there taking massive notes. So, you know, it's an honor for me to just get you to jump on our normal team call, man, and just share a little bit of info, share a little bit of insight, and absolutely share a little bit of vision of where we can actually take this business. So with that being said, brother, I just want to hand the floor to you. You can share what you like. I don't think anybody's going anywhere right now to hear from somebody at the top of the charts. But the floor is yours, brother.
Absolutely, brother. Thank you for having me. Everybody, in case you didn't know, my name is Senior Vice President David McCovy out of the Las Vegas market. I'm honored to be on this call. You meet certain people in this business, and you just know when you see them that person is real. They are in the business not for themselves, but just to help other people as well. And as soon as I met Fred, that's how our bond built. It was immediately. You know, I'm a real good judge of character, and I know genuine people when I see them, you know, just like I know the ones who aren't genuine. And from day one, I had a good feeling about this brother. And like I said, me and him, we talk and text constantly. I bounce ideas off of him. He does the same thing off of me. And so, you know, that's the reason I'm on this call out of so much respect for him. What I want you guys – oh, absolutely. What I want you guys to really understand is this opportunity and this comp plan. I mean, we have our hands on something that's so special. It gets me fired up and passionate every time I talk about it. I mean, how many people can say that they have their hands on an opportunity where they can not only just dictate their own income, but, I mean, truly change other people's lives? You know, you hear people say it and, you know, it comes across as kind of generic. But, I mean, think about what we have. I started this business just 12 months ago. My second month in the business, I was able to make $15,000. I mean, that's life-changing income, you know, right out of the gate. I mean, how many other people that you know that can truly walk around and introduce themselves to people and say, I have something that can change your life? I mean, that's how powerful this thing is. And right now where we are in the month, I call it fourth quarter time. You know, so, you know, I'm a former athlete, played high school and college football All-American. And so I know anybody else that can relate to sports on this phone, on this call right now, we know that this is money time. I mean, look where we are in the month. We're 4 days to the end of the month. This is where we should be turning it up. And that's where me and my team are at right now. You know, when the day started, I actually posted on Facebook, you know, because I want us to get to 150 reps into our organization. We had 93. I called out all of my leaders on the team, and that was 4 or 5 hours ago. I think we just crossed 101. So, you know, I'm going to grind on my own and hope that the team does the same thing so we can get to that number of 150. And when we look at this at the open line bonus sheet, family, I want you guys to really understand what that is. I mean, if you're executive director right now and you're sitting, you know, you've had 3 or 4 IMRs in for the month, I mean, cross that line. We know that next bonus line is 1,000 to get to 10 reps. I mean, cross that. You know, I mean, go after that thing like you can't believe, because what seals the deal in this game is when you can make money. I mean, I don't care what anybody tells you. It's about the money. It doesn't matter what you do with the money, whether you use it for yourself or to help others or, you know, to give back or whatever the case may be. It's about the money, period, point blank. Anybody tells you anything different, they're lying. I mean, that's what it's about. It's about the money. So what we need to do is understand the money and how to target the money. When you're going after a prospect, if he likes you and someone else that's pitching him this business at the exact same time, you guys both have the same qualities, he's kind of fond of both of you, who's he going to go with? He's going to go with the person that's made the most money. I mean, it's simple. It's just that simple. You know, as a whole, you know, I know a lot of people individually get upset when people ask them what they've done in this business. We know that person that's asking you that can't spend a dime of your money, so they shouldn't care, but that's your resume. You have to build up your resume. You know, if you will always use the analogy, if you walk into Coca-Cola right now and ask for a job, the first thing they're going to ask you is what your resume is. Why are you qualified to have this job? It's the same thing when we're dealing with people. So knowing that we can dictate our own income in this deal should give us more motivation to do what I call put money on the books. You know, because now if there's a prospect and he's thinking about it, or he's heard some bad things, or he's not sure if he can be successful, and you can come to this to that prospect and say, look, you know, this is what I've done in the last 30 days. I want you to come on and be a part of my team because these are the kind of numbers we're making. When you can do that and show people how to get the right now money in this deal, that's half of the close. That's half of the close. I mean, I love when somebody asks me when I'm prospecting, they ask me, well, what have you done in the business so far? My first thing I say is, I'm glad you asked that. You know, in just 12 months, I made almost $250,000 in this deal with the same comp plan, the same products and services, everything else, the same thing that everybody else has. There's no magic wand or magic fairy dust or whatever that I sprinkled on myself. I just understand the comp plan. I know how to leverage apps and things of that nature to get to it. That's a technique that you guys need to employ. If you have 2 or 3 guys sitting on the fence and you've got 4, 5, 6 apps, and these are your apps to do whatever you want to do with them, leverage that guy who's on the fence or who he's not sure yet. So if he's talking about, well, he's not sure if he can come up with the money or whatever the case may be, which is what people say all the time. I do, a lot of reps in this deal every month, but I hear the same stories that you guys hear. But the thing is, I know how to leverage these people. If I have 5 or 6 apps and I can put them under a guy or a gal who's trying to decide if they can come up with the money, and I can show them, okay, well, as soon as we insert these, you're an ED already. That's a $1,500 bonus overnight. You think that person isn't going to go find $250 plus their qualification money to get started? There's no way in the world. I don't care whether he's got to go borrow it, go to the pawn shop, whatever he's got to do, he's going to make it happen because I put him in a position where he cannot lose. That's leverage. That's leverage. So now when you take an individual like that and you get them to that mark where they can see that right now money and you show them how to do the exact same thing, it's a snowball effect. I mean, I get on this call and I try to pour what I have out into you guys, and I get really passionate about what I do. And, so some of these numbers are things that I'll say is not to, brag or boast or to try to impress you guys. It's just to show that you guys that these things are doable. I mean, I come from, a concert promotion background. I never sold service or products or recruited anybody to do anything. But when I saw the money, I knew how important that was. Right now, my team just crossed over 101 reps for the month, and our goal is to get to 150. Out of that 101, 66 of them are personally mine. So I'm not here to get on the call and, and be the hypocrite and tell you guys to do things that I'm not currently doing. 66 of those are mine. I don't do one rep into business at a time. I don't do that. I use leverage. When I have one person interested, I make them come back in front of me with 2 or 3 of their sharpest friends. I always ask for the sharpest. Sometimes they don't bring me those, but I ask for the sharpest because I understand how to leverage. I can put that person, that original rep, on the spot. And I can also make sure that they are going to get their ET money. There's no ET bonuses being missed in my organization. We don't miss them because we're coming in 3, 4, 5 at a time. The ET bonus is tailor-made. They can't miss it if they try to miss it. So just understand what you guys have your hands on and close out these months strong. I mean, it's the 4th quarter. It's the 4th quarter. It's the 2-minute warning. Who wants to win the game? And that's how you have to approach it. You have to turn it up at the end of the month. Use that momentum from the end of the month and run that over into the beginning of the next month. I mean, it just becomes a snowball effect. You guys will start having so much production and so many reps come into your business that you become the draw. The name of the game, what you want to do in this deal is put so much momentum together that you aren't chasing people anymore. They're chasing you. They see you looking good. They see you rolling with your team. And now that I know that Fred is instilled in this team, it's the family-like culture. It's the same thing I have over here with my guys at One Dream. We move like a family. I say it all the time. You'll fight for your friends, but you'll go to war for your family. So you have to have that genuine where you truly care about the people that you're working with, because that make it, when the times are rough, it's not as rough because you're in it with like-minded individuals who want the same things that you want. So I just implore you to please close these months out strong. That makes all the difference in your business. Target something on that open line bonus sheet and get you an accountability partner, somebody that you're in the trenches with every day, and go after those numbers. I mean, I've never seen a deal like this where you can dictate your own income. When I first started this thing, a lot of people would bring up to me other MLMs and direct sale businesses and all that kind of stuff, and I always would ask, how can I make the $20,000 a month? And then they would throw up on themselves because they weren't sure, because it wasn't defined in the deal that they were in. In this deal, if you ask me how to make $20,000, I can take you right now and tell you. I can find out what position you are, walk you right down the open line bonus sheet and the cap sheet and tell you exactly what you need to do to get there. It's no secret, but you just have to set these numbers and go after them. That's it. And I get so fired up about it because I just love this thing. I mean, family, I made $41,000 last month, and only $1,500 of it was residual. Only $1,500. That's $39,500 that I did basically for putting people in this deal, for blessing people with the same opportunity that I have. Now that's not. I mean, we know that a lot of people that we know that work hard and break their backs every day will not make $40,000 the whole year. And we have people in this opportunity that are blessed to make that in 30 days. And really, it's not even the full 30 days by the time we put the reps in the system and the open line pays out, halfway through the next month. I mean, so, 2, 3, 4 weeks worth of work, and you're getting that kind of money. And it's not because we're specialists, it's because we understand the comp plan. And we found a couple people that will run with us. That's it. You don't need a whole lot of people because there's not a whole lot of true leaders in the world. That's just being honest. You find 2 or 3 people that think exactly like you do and have a passion to increase their situation and increase the situation of others around them, and I'm telling you that your momentum will be ridiculous. You'll look back in 3, 4, 5, 6 months, you'll laugh at where you came from because it's on automatic. It's automatic. It's attraction. When you're doing well, people know that you're doing well, and the first thing they want to know is what you're doing. So now people are chasing you to get in this deal. I say all the time, if people understood how much money we make with this thing, they'd be kicking the door down trying to get in. They wouldn't be not answering the phone call when you call them. You know, so for all those, I mean, we all have it. We all have friends and family members who didn't believe in what we're doing. That's okay. That means nothing except that filings will never pay them any money. So what? That doesn't affect you. You have to get out there and build it. Find those 3 or 4 people. And I know you guys' organization is tight, so you don't even have to look far to find 3 or 4 people. You're sitting around them or talking to them or texting them or on Facebook with them on a regular because I understand how close of a group that this is that Fred has put together. So, I mean, get an accountability partner in that deal or in this deal with you guys and just run, man. I'm telling you, there's nothing like being able to just sit back and watch your own income that you dictated. I mean, you have CEOs in companies that won't make what some of us will make in this deal, and they have to order people around and do all that and be uncomfortable all day long. We get to do it with the people that we choose to work with. There's nothing more powerful than that. You know, so I won't keep you guys long, but I just want you to understand that there is some real money in this deal. I don't care what the naysayers say. I don't care what the people, when you call them, they don't show up to me. I don't care about any of that. It's not about them. It's about those who see the vision. Now, you guys are on the phone, so I know I'm talking to the ones who see the vision. It's just that simple. You know, get this thing done, find your system. I don't care what system you use, but find something that's founded that can be duplicated and marry yourself to that system and duplicate it over and over and over again to the point where you don't even have to think about it and your whole organization is just running like that on autopilot. There's too much money in this deal to let it get past you. There's too much money in this deal. So, like I say, with that said, I won't keep you guys long. I just kind of wanted to share that with you that this thing is way, way doable. You know, get into it, 2 feet in, all in, and knock it out. You know, find somebody in your organization that you want to run with daily, that can keep you accountable and you keep them accountable. You know, once you start going through these numbers, you'll understand what it takes to get certain numbers. You say, okay, well, it seems like every time I do a PBR, I get 3 new reps, or I get 4 apps, and of those 4 apps, I can convert 2. Okay, so if you convert 2, now you got those other 2 apps for leverage. And I'm just throwing out numbers because your situation may be a little different, but just find a system within your system and something that works for you. And understand that those apps are power. I don't care if you get an app from somebody and they're not ready to go. When you find 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people to put up under that person, he's going to be ready to go. Because at that point, he doesn't have to do anything but go come up with the money. He's automatically made $1,500 or hit his ET bonus for $500, depending on how far you've leveraged that. You know, I've gotten pretty good at leveraging that. We leveraged one last month. It was amazing. I started with the same thing. By the time we were done leveraging those apps, that person was a national director in 2 days. Because all we did it like we do power hours. We get on there and try to get customers and and dial for dollars. We did the same thing for reps. You know, we bring in 2 or 3 and say, okay, well, look, we can get you to ET and get you $500. Can you get 2 people in? So they got 2 people in. We worked down that 2 people and to the other 2 people. By the time that thing was done, it was 26 reps. The man at the top of the thing was a national director. Don't know nothing about the business, but he just got paid. You see what I mean? So understand the different kind of strategies that can be used in this thing. It's psychological warfare. This business is all psychology. That's it. Find something that works for you and your team and run with it. So like I said, I won't keep you again. I'm Senior Vice President David McCovy out of Las Vegas market. I look so forward to seeing you guys here in Las Vegas. I know Fred is on the line. I know my new Facebook friend, Sugar T, she better be on the line. I want to see her out here in Vegas when you guys get here. So, with that said, Fred, I'm going to give you back the call, brother.
Hey, man, wow. That you do amazing. I totally appreciate your input. I totally appreciate your words. I mean, a lot of times people don't understand that, just hearing it from a different perspective should fire a lot of people up on this line. So we're definitely ready, and I got a lot of reps on the line that's coming out to, take advantage of being in Vegas and let alone meeting a guy that's absolutely doing it. So always appreciate you jumping on the line, brother.
Absolutely, brother. Much love and respect. You know how we do it.
If you got like 2 seconds, brother, a couple more minutes, I'd just like to you reiterate on something you just actually said. So you basically let the people on the line know that, first and foremost, PBRs are a must. You know what I'm saying? You have to learn how to present the opportunity. And obviously, due to the law of numbers, the more PBRs you do, the better chances we have to make, the absolute amount of income that we can produce out of this business. That's correct?
Absolutely. It's an exposure game. The one who exposes the most wins. That's simple.
Absolutely. So, with that being said, exposure is pretty much everything. And then from that point on, it's a system that we can develop from leveraging the apps, making sure they fill out the apps, getting them positioned and staying in contact with the the reps coming in the system, and just pretty much leveraging because I was just having a conversation. I just did a 3-way earlier with one of my teammates, and I the first thing she said was, well, I don't, the guy said he don't really have the money, and I kind of just turned my nose up and said, yeah, nobody had the money when they first started.
That's right.
The thing was, when I got off the phone with this guy, I had to get him to understand that nobody has the money sitting waiting on this deal because nobody knew it was coming. But the thing is, they have to understand what they can benefit from. Because if you can have an opportunity where I can share with you and show you how to make your money back immediately, if you just follow the simple system everybody can follow, and I can show you how to do that quicker than that bill you have to pay that you hold that $500 for, and then, that's just pretty much putting in perspective because a lot of people don't make the moves in this company because they're ignorant to it. So they don't know what they can do with it. So it's just our job to make sure they understand that this can happen if we share it with them the right way and show them what's what. So, obviously knowing your business is the best way in order to share it the right way. So, like you stated earlier, knowing the comp plan, that changes the game. You know what I'm saying? That just pretty much lets you know what you can accomplish, if anything, right?
Absolutely. And I tell people all the time, you have to know your comp plan because what we don't realize is that even when we're prospecting somebody, we're training them because people are going to do what was done to them. You see what I mean? So once you understand your comp plan and you can relay that to a prospect, because, there's things, money's tight for everybody. So for us to be able to move a person into action, we have to show them how the value is placed on the opportunity. That's it. So we know that, for somebody to get started for their $249 and, get their qualifiers and whatnot, so say it's going to cost them, $350 or $400. We know in most homes these days, $400 has to be budgeted to get to. That's, part of your rent, the car note, or things like that. So in order for us to be able to move that person to action, we have to be able to articulate to them how they can get that money back in a quick period of time. We know residual income is the end game for all of us, but most people can't wait 6 months, a year, 2 years before they start to see some income. So therefore, we need to understand how to get the right now money so we can relay that to the prospect. That moves them into action.
Absolutely. Right. Perfect. So, just knowing the fact that, in your organization, always powerful info you giving, brother. But knowing from your organization, I remember a stat you just pulled up, and it wasn't the fact that you made it to senior vice president, that you made all the money you made. It was the fact that you was able to watch your friends and national directors in the organization graduate themselves up until the 5-figure a month club. And that is powerful to me. And it's just like knowing the comp plan. One thing I can actually share, even though, we're striving to get to the levels that, your organization is blessed to have become. But if I had to throw anything out there right now, I just looked on, our 5 Links app, which I believe is an absolute blessing because it just drives me to see where we're at in the company. I just want to give a shout-out real quick to Miss Kathy Autry, who is absolutely #1 at executive trainer in Michigan, coming out the system. I want to give a shout-out to Executive Director, Dolphin Michael, who was sitting at #3, and I was sitting at #4 at ED, but he's at #2 now, climbing the charts. And, definitely with the team effort, I'm still sitting and holding #1 in Michigan right now, even after saving and holding the apps to cash out, August with as many reps as possible so we can actually hit the ND All-Star and show them that we're actually here. But with that being said, there's a way for us to, even if we push the envelope, for everybody to an end result to eat and win, because there's no way, shape, or form you made $50,000 in a month and your team didn't make a dime. So it's impossible the way the comp plan is built for them not to really prosper, because they have to eat, because they got to come through the organization. Even if you have your own personal putting in 63 people, you can't put 63 people. Well, you won't put 63 people right up under you. You're Correct. Putting them in the organization for other people to benefit off of.
Everybody
and that's how everybody's eating. But if we're doing it as a team, naturally speaking, you being blessed, brother, and going as hard as you're going, it's hard for a person to say, hey, I'm a David, I can knock out 63 in a month, but at the same time, the team can still produce that type of income with everybody pushing hard, even if it's 1 rep per person, and getting it in. So, definitely powerful information, man, and I truly appreciate you for jumping on the call again. But we got a few people in the Q&A. The Q&A session is open if you got a few more minutes. If anybody got any few questions, *6 to unmute yourself. Just to jump on jump on the questionnaire to see if you want to ask it. One of the top producing senior vice presidents of the organization. Proud to say after the conversation we had earlier, close to racking out his platinum, but it's a good decision to have to make which way you want to go, bro. But man, that's powerful, bro. I looked at that. Hey, I'm gonna tell you the type of cat I am, and I looked at that picture you sent me, and it didn't do nothing but piss me off. Like, oh my God, let's go. I was like, sweet. So we're gonna open up the first call. Miss Sierra Singh, are you absolutely on the line? Miss Sierra Singh, star 600. There you go. The floor is yours.
Okay. Hi, everybody. How y'all doing tonight?
All right. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for being called. I just have a couple of questions. Now, with the leveraging apps, is it a certain thing that you say to that applicant, like, okay, well, I'm going to hold it for a while, or you do not say nothing, or how did that go? Because with my experience, I had somebody who was ready to go ahead and get in the system, and we kind of sat on it for a minute, and then with that, then I guess something came up, and he texted me like, well, hold on to that app for a minute, don't push it through yet. And now I'm having difficulty, like, getting fully back in contact with him. So is it something that you should say to them, or just, like, not say nothing?
I think a lot of that is on case-to-case basis. You don't want to put yourself into a situation where you're holding it too long because, like I said, we know money's tight. You have a person that, we know the difference in, having 400 or 250 or not is somebody getting a flat tire. You know what I mean? It's something that's that simple that just throws everything off. So what I don't like to hold them for a long period of time. I do like to know my audience, though. I like when there's someone fired up about it, and I know they have a little wiggle room, because then I'll talk to them and let them know, what kind of leverage we're doing. You really don't want to keep the people in the dark, because anything can happen, or, they can get out and talk to a couple of people and kind of ruin that fire that they have. So it's really by a case-by-case basis. But definitely no, you don't want to hold it too long. And like I said, when we did the example that I used, and we ended up actually getting the guy to ND, in a couple of days, we only had those. I think we had them probably 2 days, and then we put them in, and by like the third or fourth day, we were done putting the other ones in with it. And like I said, the guy was national director that quick.
Okay. And, well, thank you. And I just had another quick question. Now, when it comes to, now you expose somebody and they like, okay, well, I'm interested, I need to get my money together, and now it's like, okay, well, now the best thing is for you to start exposing people now before you even get your money together. What is the exact words, or like something better that you can say? Because I don't know, maybe I'm just not saying something right.
No, the thought process that you're on is perfect, but the wording is a little off, because you don't want them to do too much exposure. At that point, you just want them to invite. And so when that's a situation, I tell them, okay, well, look, just because you don't have a RIN number, that doesn't stop us from, already working on building your business. So what I need you to do is get, 2 or 3 of your sharpest friends in front of me. And so, by me saying in front of me, that lets them know that I'm the one that should be doing the talking. At that point, they just want to corral up as many people as they can and get them in front of the opportunity. Because I'm telling you, you'd be amazed at how many people don't have the money until they start to see something building where they could be overriding. Then, they'll find the money. They find the money for sure.
Perfect. You done, Sierra?
Yes,
so we got
I
some
am.
other cues
I
on the
was
line.
trying to make
All
sure
right,
I got everything. Okay,
yep,
thank
appreciate you. Yep.
No problem.
Miss Isis, are you on the line?
Hey, what's going on, man? This is Garrett.
Okay, there you go, brother. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, I had a question. Can you give a real-life scenario of you talking about leverage to your potential business partners, like the part that really catch their attention? That's what I'm really aiming for.
Okay, I'm sorry. I couldn't hear the end of that. It was breaking up a little. Maybe it's on my end. Could you repeat the second half of that?
No problem. I was saying, can you give a real-life scenario about you talking about leverage to your potential business partner, the part when you really catch their attention?
Yeah, the leverage part works, and just to reiterate, that works for anybody, even if a person is, up and ready to go, like, and have their money. I just like to do that. So, my language to them is, I need you to get 2 or 3 of your sharpest people in front of me as soon as possible, 24 to 40 hours, preferably 24 hours. That way I can help you be successful. And I say that, and I don't know if you guys have maybe heard me go through the example before, Because what normally happens is when you bring a rep in by themselves, I mean, we've all seen it. Rep comes in, they're super fired up. They lose, or they go out and talk to a couple people. They get shot down a little bit. People tell them no, or you're in one of those things, or I knew somebody did that. They didn't make any money, all those kind of things. They lose a little steam, okay? So now the third or fourth week comes around, and now they have a bill due on something they paid to get involved with. So the platinum services due or whatever other product service they may have. And so now, that person's always halfway out the door because now they don't believe. When you can bring that person in and teach them about how to leverage their potential position by getting 2 or 3 reps in front of you, now when you put those people into the system at the same time, they can't miss the ET bonus. Even if they try to, they can't because the people are going in together and the qualification points are going in together. Okay? And so those are simultaneously. So whether it's your first rep plus 2 or your first rep plus 3 or whatever the case may be, when you put those in together, it's going to kick the money out. You can't miss it. When that person comes in individually, say, for instance, you get a rep that comes in on the 1st. You get another rep that comes in on the 14th. That's his first business partner. And say now his second business partner comes in on the 25th. Now, we know that that bonus money isn't going to be available to 10 to 15 days after the last qualification point goes in. So now what happens is that's going to start the whole new month. Now, if that first rep misses his platinum services or something like that, he's subject to miss that bonus. So the reason that I don't let that happen in my organization is because we bring them in basically at the same time and qualified at the same time. So that's just the kind of leverage that we use, and I explained it to them just like that so they understand why we're doing what we're doing. Did that answer it for you at all?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, it did.
Okay.
Sweet. Great information. All right, Garrett. We got Miss Collier on the line. How you doing, Brenda? Miss Collier? Brenda, unmute your phone.
I'm sorry. Hi, David.
Hi,
Thanks
how
for
are
being
you?
on our call. I'm good. Thanks for being on our call tonight.
Absolutely.
I have a new rep that just come in, and she's powerful. And she doesn't know how powerful she is, and I know that she's going to bring a lot of prospects in up under her. But I need you to stress to her how important it is to get qualified. It doesn't matter, she can bring in, 25 people, but if she's not qualified, it doesn't count.
Absolutely. And that's what makes us legal as opposed to, a Ponzi scheme or illegal pyramid like a lot of people think that MLMs are. I don't know about the other ones, but I know we're not for that very reason. When people come into the business, if we only exchange bonuses and whatnot for people just basically getting enrolled for only the $249, then it's an illegal pyramid. What makes it a pyramid is when there's only money exchange and there's nothing of value exchange for the money. So we know in our deal, a person has to get X amount of products and services or X amount of points to be qualified. That's what keeps us above board and keeps us being legal. So, yes, it doesn't. A person could come in, not get qualified, and bring in 1,000 people. They won't receive one dime because you have to be qualified.
I'm trying, she's busy. She has a busy life. But I'm stressing to her how important it is that you must get qualified.
Absolutely. That's a must. If a person's not going to get qualified, then it doesn't even make any sense for them to give away their $249. Because not only will they not receive anything, the rep that brought them in won't receive anything. So that's just a waste.
Okay. I appreciate you saying that, and I do believe she's on the line. Thanks very much.
No problem. Yeah. If she is on the line, what I would say is, definitely get yourself qualified and get your training in, because even at qualified, if you're not trained past the ET level, then you won't even receive that first bonus. So, qualification and your first steps of training are a must.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Absolutely. Hey, just to piggyback on that real quick, as we all know, this, and David can reiterate on the fact that y'all got to understand, if y'all don't trust in this system and understand that everything is there for a reason, then, how can you believe that this business is going to be life-changing for you if you really don't change your life? So you have to understand that, there's a reason why the qualification point is there. They wouldn't just tell you to pay $249 and just get in the business and you're going to start making surpassable amount of money. They put that in a place to say, hey, you get in the business, but you have to get qualified just to solidify the fact that you're here for a reason and the point system and get the points in order just to say I'm here. You know, because once you get in the business and pay $249, you're non-existent to anybody, because we ultimately understand that the cab bonuses is what, you know, you're here for. And until you actually get a cab bonus, get qualified, the cab bonuses don't exist. So,
right.
You know, and then when it comes down to when you get to ED and ND, you'll start to understand the severity of getting qualified, because that can be the make or break between 20,000 and 5. So, you know, people coming in the system not getting qualified. So the way David has been doing it is guaranteeing the fact that he's going to look on the 15th and that's going to be 20,000 instead of 12. So that's the reason I wanted to get, you know, him on the line, just to solidify the fact that, you know, there's a necessity that happens with this system. And the system, you know, ultimately predicts the fact of success. And if you have a system, there is no way, shape, or form that you should not just follow it, because there's reasons behind anything. And once you can get your prospects or your team to really understand, like I said back before, learning the system or learning the business, once you can get them to understand why is that, there's no argument to it, there's no contesting the situation. Because if I had to share a personal story real quick, I had a lady that asked me, why do I have to do that? Why do I have to get this service? Why do I have to get that? And my initial response back to her, I say, do you want to get paid or not? And, you know, right. And it's like, yes, I do. There's nothing else to talk about. You want to get paid, this is what you do. If you don't want to get paid, there's no reason for you to even put $249 in the business. So there's nothing to question. And then when you take ownership of your business, to be able to stand your ground, to let people know, hey, this is what has to happen. There's no way there's no discussion behind it. There's no options. You know, that's when you can pretty much take control of your business. But, you know, that's just to piggyback on the fact that, you know, a lot of things in this organization is a necessity. So it just has to happen, you know.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better for you.
No doubt, brother. Appreciate it. Hey, is there anybody else on the line? They have any questions? They like to jump in, star 6 to unmute yourself, just to jump in the queue, just so we can take advantage of the situation. This guy, obviously, you know, when I talked to him earlier, there was only 93 people in the business. For him to have 102, it's probably going to be 105 before you get off the phone. So
I hope so. Yeah. So you're going to make me check it right now.
Right. Look. So being a busy individual, man, you can only appreciate the time that he has spent on this call. So, you know, time is money, if anything. But naturally, if you're serious about your organization, star 6 to unmute yourself, or jump in the queue, ask the questions you need, and definitely take advantage of, you know, Mr. 200K on the line himself. So, you know, before everybody, yeah, I'm here.
I have a question for SVP David.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Hi, David. This is Executive Director Mary Hambright. I have a question for you. Thursday night on Chad's call, you were speaking of when you first got in the business and the position, you and your mother, but how you bypassed your mom but connected with her circle of friends. Can you tell me how you went after her friends?
Actually, my mom, she would be, you know, she's not a super red, but she'd be a medium red. She comes from Clark County School District, which is our school district here in Las Vegas. So she had a vast network of friends, and it's just I was able to, you know, kind of reach them in a way that she was not. Of course, I was more aggressive, but I explained the opportunity to them, especially when people are in a position where they're going to retire, or we know with school teachers it's seasonal because they have the summers off. So we use those things as leverage and take advantage of those things because they need to be in a position where they make themselves some money. You know, and what I did, though, because I grew so fast, I actually hit, you know, I passed my mom on, you know, on my rise up. So what she lost out on some money. So what I did is, if you guys don't know this, is anywhere in your downline, you can place another position of yourself. So I had mom get an EIN and put herself on my front line. So now she's actually one of my national directors. So, you know, so now as I build and need to build, you know, I can help her by, you know, building a little bit under her and keep her income coming in. So, you know, so we kind of did that to look after mom. But yeah, I just went after her. You know, I just went after her friends and family. We had the same family, of course, but we have some distant relatives that I was able to get to, and just, you know, once you can show people the money, that makes all the difference in the world. And so that's why I know we started the call off talking about that. And I just think that's so powerful, because when you can articulate the kind of money that can be made, you can, you know, introduce this business to anyone, or at least get them exposed to it where they have to seriously look at it.
Okay. And did you find that they were becoming more of your customers or more business reps?
I always go after the rep. I go after the rep first, and if just absolutely not, then I'll take the customer, you know, as a consolation prize. But you definitely want to go after the rep, because what happens is when you get the rep, you get the customer by default. So, yeah, I do. I mean, we definitely shot for the rep, and then when we couldn't get that, or if we couldn't get that, then, we went ahead and asked them just to support the business, and a lot of them did.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Powerful. Absolutely. Great call. That's one of the leaders in the organization here in Michigan, Ms. Hambright. So, definitely if she's taking notes and getting information, it's just got to be the fact that, being a leader means that you can't stop learning. So, like I said before, brothers, I appreciate the information you're dropping on this line. We got about 2 or 3 more minutes before we cap our hour off. If anybody got any questions, anybody got any comments, please feel free to stress them out. But, before we close out the line, man, like I said, bro, I appreciate you jumping on. I can't wait to touch down in Vegas on the 22nd, bro. I'm just sitting there with my bags in my hand, and I just want to see Vegas from a different light and different eye. I know that's where you're from, bro, so it's always
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Look, we got Chad trying to come early now because I told him you was getting there early. I know. Right from the airport.
I know. I told him, I said, well, I'll be down there on the 22nd. He said, oh, yeah? I was like, yeah, bro. I'm on my way. Yeah, no doubt. So, yeah, I'm going to get down there and, hopefully out of respect for the system, bro, naturally, like I told Chad before he had a chance to come to Detroit, I said, let me produce something for you before you get there. So I want to come down there at least in the All-Star, a tap away from SVP, bro. So we about to pump out this August and, have some representation to be down there, bro. And now, I'm definitely coming down there, pen, pad, phone, notepad, and everything else so I can understand how this system really works, because there's nothing like actually seeing it in person. And I appreciate you being able to share that information with me, bro.
Absolutely, brother. I can't wait. I'm excited about it. No doubt about it.
No doubt. So with that being said, man, like I said, appreciate everybody jumping on the call. If we don't have any last questions or last results, this is another Team Choices Monday night training call, and we was blessed this evening with some powerful information. I hope you guys took notes. I hope you guys take it, and I hope you guys are on fire, ready to either cap out the rest of this month and come into August strong as ever, leveraging apps, PBRs, presentations, money on deck. There's too much money to be made in this operation, so we need to just get focused and make sure we take over what we are already in place to do. So with that being said, appreciate you, Senior Vice President David McCovy. Oh, we got one last cue. Let me get this out real quick. Go ahead, Anthony. You good?
Hey, yeah, what's going on, brother? You all right?
What's up? The floor is yours, brother.
Oh, thank you, sir. SVP David, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir.
Hey, how you doing, sir?
I'm good.
Oh, sorry about the noise, little bike riding past. But yeah. What I want to say was, my name is Anthony Robinson, executive trainer from Team Choices, and hands down, I especially want to give it back to my national director, Frederick Howell, who's he's a brilliant guy, man. He's a good mentor and motivator, man. I just want to give that up to him real quick. And my question to you is, I know that when you started this business, you went from nothing to the second month you was in the business making $15,000. Where was your thoughts mentally? Where was your head at before you made that $15,000 in that second month?
Actually, what solidified me even getting in the deal, which is a little getting to second month, but I was able to see what the comp plan could do. And that's when I knew that I was going to take it serious. And when I started looking at the bonus structure, I knew, I looked at the same sheet that you guys have. I call it the pink sheet, but it's the overline bonus sheet. I said, okay, well, I need to get right here before I can talk about some real income. So what I did was I got myself to ED, and at the time, I think Steve Carter told me that I had the biggest executive director organization that he had ever seen. I had almost 100 reps in my business at ED. My first month in the business, I did 33 reps. Okay, so at that point, I was executive director. But I understood how to max out the comp plan, so I wasn't in a rush to actually promote myself to ND, because I don't know if you guys, how new you guys are, but if you remember, they just really changed the ND compensation category about, I would say, 6, 7 months ago. It paid a lot less. They actually doubled it. They ran a couple of promotion months where they called it double, and then they just kept it double because they understood that the ND position is a grind position because you're grinding out those 2,000 points trying to get to FVP. So they wanted you to be able to make money in that position. So at that time, I was kind of holding myself back from going to ND. So I was just maxing out the ED money. And what I did is I had multiple legs that were running. They were like pistons, bro. So they were firing. And so that's how I was able to max out the comp plan. So when I understood, at the rate of the kind of money that they would pay me, it was just it's like anything else. Whatever motivates you, once you see that just kind of keeps you going. And I was motivated by the money. I come from a concert promotion background and had a piece of a restaurant in Virginia and half of a clothing store in Colorado. We closed the Colorado store, and then I had a business partner that actually ran off with $60,000 and basically closed the doors to the restaurant. So I get hit for the $60,000 over there. I had a couple shows we did here during my promotion. When I had the company, we did an MMA show. I lose $50,000. We do the last shows I did. We did R. Kelly at the LVH here in town, Las Vegas, and I lose $40,000 on that show. So I was bleeding money, and not only was I bleeding money, the sources of incomes that were there before were no longer there. So my thing was it was either sink or swim, like really in this deal. So once I saw the kind of money that could be made, I just went after it hard, family. So that just know that it's there for you, and you just put your own system together, or get with the team and just come up with something that can be duplicated and just go after those numbers, man. Because it's just a numbers game. It's just a numbers game. These are benchmarks.
Only numbers, baby.
Yeah, that's it. I say it all the time. People lie, numbers don't. Those numbers are going to hold true. So whatever you have to do to get to those numbers is the way that you want to proceed. So I hope that kind of answered it for you. But yeah, I just saw the money, fam. And once I saw that, it was a wrap.
Oh yeah, you summed it up pretty good there, man. Yeah, that's pretty awesome, man. How you did it, because I also had some of that same mentality, like I'm not in the rush to even get promoted, but I just need to get the reps in, and and then duplicate the business myself. Like you said, if you do that, it's automatically you're gonna get promoted. So I'm not even looking for the promotions. I just need the reps and the customer points and everything like that. And another question for you is that so when you first started,
I can hear you pretty good. I can hear you a little bit. Yeah, you muffled like you might not have your mouth directly on the phone.
Oh, I'm saying your first month in, did you know you had it in the bag?
You said my first month in, did I know I had it in the bag?
Yeah, you had the business in the bag.
I thought that I had a heads up. I had a good benchmark. My uncle, who's in the business, he actually brought my mom in the business. He's a former Super Bowl champion with the Oakland Raiders, Frank Hawkins. He's a big contractor here in Vegas, millionaire guy, NAACP president, real prominent dude. And, little background on that. That's why I never had to worry about filing being above board, because I knew who he was. He wasn't going to attach himself to something that wasn't above board. So I didn't have to seek out the validation that a lot of people have. I didn't have to do my due diligence, even though I know it's out there in the Wall Street Journal, Successful Home magazines, Inc. 500, Inc. 5000, all those things. I didn't have to go that route because I saw him in it, and I know, what he had to lose. He wouldn't involve himself in something that was, so-called scam or pyramid thing. So I didn't have to worry about that. Okay. But I knew that. Yeah, I knew that I had a good grasp on the money because I actually ran some things by him, and he didn't see it or understand it. And wow. I'm like, okay, you got, you work like 10 tickets and you don't see what I see, So when he didn't get it, I was like, wow, okay. So then I started drawing up. I thought, okay, well, look, if we structure like this and we do this and do this, and then he's like, you know what? I think it makes sense. So I kind of was always ahead of the game. I'm going to show Fred some things when he comes down here that, he can take back to you guys for the success, because there's a certain way that I structure. I structure the same way with the new people, and I can kind of go over because we have a little extra time if you guys don't mind. What I do is when I have my people, when they get started, get their first two business partners. Okay, so now they've made their 500. Now the first two business partners have made their 500 apiece. So now we know that the next thing has to happen for them to get to the executive director position is what? Is a frontline IMR. Mm-hmm. Okay, so now what I train my team is that frontline IMR should be you duplicated. Okay, so at that point, you get online, you go to irs.gov, you get your EIN. I don't care if it's ABC marketing, it doesn't make a difference. You input that in. Okay, that's going to activate that $1,000 bonus. So now you're ED. Okay, now after that, your next two personal recruits are easy to decipher where they're going to go, because they're going to go right up under that entity. Okay, so now you get two business partners on there. That's an extra $500. So now you've more than paid for your cost for the new entity. But what you've established more than anything else is that now when you bring in personal business partners, you're going to bring them in through the ED, through that ET side, and get paid on that ET and at ED. And as you continue to promote and grow in this business, you'll always promote that right next to you. So if you guys look, I don't know if you guys have the new app downloaded, the Filings app. If you go through the top charts, you'll see Gemini Marketing in Nevada. That's me. And you'll see my personal at SVP. The Gemini will be top 3 at ET and ED. I think I'm the number 1 or number 2 ND right now, and I'm number 2 SVP in the company. But you'll see the Gemini Marketing. That's my entity. So now when new business partners come in, I bring them in through that side. Therefore, I'm going to get the ET, the ED money, the ND money, and the SVP money. So I'm structured a couple different ways where no matter how the dough comes in, I'm going to get it. Now, that's what I understood when I first started the business, that if you're going to pay me and my upline, then I should become me and my upline. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So now I'm getting,
makes sense.
There's not a dollar that comes in from a rep that I don't receive full benefit from. And that's one of the reasons my income is so high. So you'll see a lot of leaders, if you look in the top of the charts, and you may see their name in multiple places, but you only see their name. So you know that either they are the enroller and sponsor of these, or they're building them wide. See, I can still build them to protect my entities and my other business partners, because I'm going to get maxed out on them because I'm duplicating myself in the system. I sent Fred a picture yesterday or a couple days ago. I just hit senior vice president. My national director spot is only 9% away from hitting senior vice president. So I have a chance to be the first rep in the history of Filings to walk back-to-back conventions as senior vice president. And that's only because I understood structure. So I know that when I was making my first senior vice president run, I was making sure all my production was coming under my national director spot. That way I'm hitting in those points both times. So now when I promote to senior vice president, I have a top producing entity that I control, that is me as well, that's a national director, and it's only points away from being SVP because I understood how to structure from the beginning. You know, so that, you know, me and Fred are going to go over that when he gets here, and I hope, you know, I'm sure he will bring that back to you guys, especially for the new reps. Because it gives you a little head start on it, you know, so. So that kind of stuff, when I first looked at the deal, it just made sense to me. And what was odd to me is that everybody didn't see it the same way. So my mind works a little bit different. I just try to, max out everything that we can. So, that's pretty powerful because now I get paid on multiple levels. So, when you guys check out those top 10 charts, whether it's, IMR production or customer production, you'll see the Gemini Marketing on top of a lot of stuff, and that's me. And then you'll see the Senior Vice President, which is me, David McCovy. That'll be at the Senior Vice President level. But my entity controls the ND, the ED, and the ET levels.
Brilliant.
Powerful. Hey, you already know what's about to happen now, brother.
All right, Fred. Hey, good thing I jumped in on that Q&A.
Hey, Fred.
Yeah.
Hey, Fred.
Yeah.
This is Executive Director Chris Patrick. I got a question for Senior Vice President David.
Hey,
absolutely. Go ahead.
All right, one of my questions I try to ask a lot of leaders, national directors out here in Detroit, Michigan market. What is what is it that makes you a leader in your organization that you do personally?
To me, that's easy. Phase one. I'm always in phase one. I build my, I'm in the trenches every day building my business. And we know that, as a leader, your team will do what they see you do more than they will do what they hear you say. So, I think it's we call it leading from the front. My take on that is that I always, I love my team to death, but I always make a statement to them, and they hate when I say it. They get mad. I always tell them I build my business every day like I wake up in the morning and they're going to be gone. And I don't say that as disrespectful to them, but I just have to keep my mind working like that, because the worst thing you can do is go into management mode where you're just sitting back and kind of telling your team what to do, and something happens where they quit or they find another deal that they believe is better or whatever the case may be, or they fully phase out. Now you're at the mercy of them. I never want to be like that. I want my team to be an asset to me. I don't want to be in a spot where I'm dependent on them. So, so first and foremost, that's one thing that I do is I build my business, from the ground up every day. I'm in phase one. So I think that's the best thing that you can do. When you go to management mode, you're in trouble because you're dependent on people. You don't want to be dependent on people. The people should be dependent on the system, not a person or a group. So, you want to be dependent on the system, not individuals. And I just think that if you stay building your business, you'll always have that new blood coming in, and it just gives you confidence about it because, we say that if you can build it once, you can build it twice. So no matter who doesn't see your vision or whether they quit or do whatever the things that, people do just being humans, you're always okay because you're in phase one.
Wow.
So as a one word, what would you put that under?
Just being a leader. You're out in front. You're out in front. We went to as a team to, and I forget the name, so I'm going to butcher them. So please forgive me for that. But we went to see the latest 300 movie a few months ago. We went out as a team, and when we came out of the movie, I asked my team what did they notice about that, and almost all of them said that even though 300 were the smaller group, the Spartans were a smaller group in that fight, their leader was on the front line. The bigger group, I forget his name, like the guy with all the stuff hanging out of his face, but he was in the back. You know what I mean? So now the real leader is out there on the front. Even though they're outmanned, he's up front fighting. Like, he don't let anybody go to war before he goes to war. The leader on the other side, who's not a leader, obviously, because he's at the back letting his team do all the fighting. And that's the difference. So leadership is just being out front, doing what you want your team to do, leading by example, showing them what they should be doing, not telling them what they should be doing. So I hope that was kind of clear.
All right, thank you.
No problem. No problem.
Hello?
I'm here. Did we lose him?
Yeah. Right. Okay, cool. Hey, I'm tripping, bro, because I just paced my whole house, man, because hey, what I'm saying is this. I'm going to tell you this, bro. I was commended day one when I came into the business from building my structure, and everybody was like, the comp plan. I said, man, I don't know the comp plan. It just makes sense this way. And so that's when Chad called me one day, a couple of days before he flew in. He was surprised. Like, he said, wait a minute. He said, hold on, bro, you like 2 steps away from ND. He said, oh, I got to fly. He booked the flight, flew in, and I was just like, it was just kind of a no-brainer about the structure. So I do have a separate entity in the organization. And I started building with my family. Like, my daughter's organization, or that leg right there, has about 56 partners in it.
Okay.
But, I just didn't, as far as the way you're teaching now or showing us now, I didn't go that hard, but I did build it. I mean, it's a easy ND leg, and I was just holding it back because, I do understand the comp plan. I don't want that ND leg there if I'm an ND. So,
right. That's right.
It's an ED leg, but the knowledge you just dropped right there, just to put a perspective in the team, if we want to do numbers and you want to safeguard your future in this organization, just imagine being, 24, 25 people on this call. Day one, if you really solidify in your business and you get a separate entity in the comp plan, do you realize that there's going to be 25 people in the organization, and that's chart topping?
That's right.
That's ND All-Star. And if
That's right.
we actually go as hard as we're actually going to go, I can see 50. I can see 70. I can see 80 reps. With that being said, being on top of the charts, nobody being able to touch that, I'm blessed to be able to just hear it. You feel me? Just by you saying it, I swear, I think I'm a smart guy, but just when I hear certain things, certain ways, that's how I know the passion in this business flows through the blood of a lot of people on this call. Because that right there, if you're not jumping up, pacing, and walking around, just to put that in perspective, I'm tripping on that one, bro. But, man, all I can say again is, definitely I truly appreciate you jumping on this call because I think our team really needed to hear it, even though, like I said before, even as a leader in the organization, being that we are, topping the charts in Michigan, if we don't continue to consistently learn, we're pretty much dead. So with that being said, man, you definitely dropped a few nuggets, man. My team is kind of texting me and my phone been vibrating for the last 20 minutes. Definitely we about to really take this and implement it, man. And I hope, just off GP, we make you proud from taking your information and doing something with it. But we definitely got an ultimate goal in this company. I definitely want to see Chad driving around in his Bentley, bro. I definitely want to see some people in this market here, literally SVPN, and we break out Michigan, and so we can have a separate home for you to come to and say, hey, I got a hand in this market, and this is what it is, and these guys out here tearing it up because we definitely want to make Vegas a second home too. So I appreciate you, bro, and if anything, of all of us, God bless your organization, man, and I definitely can't wait till the 22nd, boss, to just bump into you so we can shake hands and do it the right way, you fam. So With that being said, like I said before, man, this is Team Choices Monday night call, and if you're not fired up after 76 minutes of calls on his phone, I don't know what's wrong with you. But this is National Director Fred Howell, and I definitely want to let you guys know this call has been recorded, and I will be listening to it for the next 20 minutes. I know it's people on this line that got 3 pages of notes, my brother, but we're going to end this call, man, and then we'll chop it up in a minute, David, and we got work to do, fam.
Absolutely. Good night, everybody. Have a good night. I'll see y'all at the top.
All right, no doubt.